What is going on, everyone? We are here for week 3 of the Falken Tyres GT4 Fixed Challenge Track Guide series, and this week we are at another fantastic Australian motorsport circuit. We're at Phillip Island in the Mercedes AMG GT4 car. So it's actually quite a lot of fun. I haven't done any GT4 racing at Phillip Island before, so I've done quite a bit of GT3. And I've done a lot of supercar and Porsche Cup stuff here, so it was quite interesting to jump in something that's probably a little bit different to drive in driving style, but still produced a very fun lap. So looking forward to breaking that one down for you. So I hope your racing's been going well. I really appreciate everybody that's been reaching out, subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, interacting with us. It's been awesome, and we really appreciate it, guys. So please keep it up. And yeah, so we will get into this week's track guide, and good luck for your week of racing. So let's get into it. GT4 Mercedes at Phillip Island. Alright guys, so now we're going to walk down the lap. So as you're coming down into turn 1, you're going to be 6th gear. Now, what you're looking for is the start of the curb to bend. So at this point here, right, so it's quite deep into the corner, and all you're doing is you tap the brake, downshift to 5th gear, and you want to just try and flow as much corner speed as you can through the middle of the corner. So as you come down, you don't really want to turn into the corner until you get to the end of the curb. And then once you get to the end of the curb, you start to turn the car at the corner. Now the car does tend to understeer quite a bit through here, just from the corner load that you're carrying. So you want to try and make sure that you get to the curb by about this point here. So I would say it's probably 10 to 15 meters from the flag marshal post on the corner of turn 1. So as you come in, you want to hit the apex there. Little bit of curb here is fine. It helps rotate. I've actually, in the past, in other cars, I haven't tried it with this car, so I couldn't tell you, but in other cars like the GT3 Merc, I've actually used the top of the curb where there's a little bit of sand, and it just helps give a little bit of extra rotation through there. So you can always try that as well and see if that helps. So as you come off the curb, the car's going to understeer quite a lot. It's going to end up on the inside of the circuit. Now, for me personally, I've always done this here. I actually stay on the inside of the circuit. I don't try and go back to the right hand side to try and brake the car. So I stay on the inside, and I go 5th back to 3rd, and I'm braking about this point here. Now the only problem with this corner is there's no actual guide to sort of into the corner, so it's very much a feel corner. But the way I kind of look at it is I want to make sure I keep that left front tyre as close to this curb as possible through the entry phase of the corner. So as I come in, 3rd gear, I sort of hug the curb. I the tyre is 3/4 of the way over the curb as I enter in. Once I get past the flag marshal post on the left-hand side here, the tyre does come off to about this point here. So I sort of a diamond in, I early apex, and then I let the car run wide, and then by the time I get to the second flag marshal stand right here, I'm back on the throttle and aiming the car back at the inside curb. So I start to pick the throttle up nice and aggressive. Car gets right down onto the curb. You run it right to the end of the curb. Wheel starts to come off quite rapidly because of the camber in the road. You'll run right to the exit curb and up to 4th gear. Stay to the right hand side as you come through this high speed kink. And then as you land off the kink, you want to set yourself up on the left. And you want to set yourself up for a nice big brake pressure. Now, I'm braking at about this point here. So it's about 120 meters, 115 meters into turn 4. So turn 4 is a very tight hairpin, and it is quite easy to make a mistake here. So 4th gear, I'm going back to 5th gear, back to 2nd gear, sorry. I stay nice and close to the curb until you'll see that the white line starts to bend at this point here. So once the white line starts to bend, I turn the car at the corner. So I am turning the car quite late into the corner. Now the reason I'm doing this is I want to clip the apex on the exit of the corner. So I come in, I'm nowhere near the apex yet, and then once I start to turn the corner, you'll see once I get in line with those first group of trees, that is where I hit the apex. So from this point here, I can start to pick the throttle up nice and aggressively. The car's going to push wide, but it's going to stay right to the edge of the curb. I'm going to be able to exit up to 3rd. And then I stay to the right-hand side curb as I come in. Now the trick here, there's a couple of ways you can sort of attack Siberia, which is the corner name. So as you come in, I sort of take a weird diagonal line and I'm sort of aiming for all those, like, I guess it's like scaffolding. It might be a flag marshal hut, but I don't know why because there's one on the inside of the corner, so I'm not really sure what that is. It might be a viewing platform or something. So I come in at this sort of angle and then I sort of change direction towards the tree. Now once I get to the tree and I get to about this point here, I actually start to turn the car back at the corner. I go from 3rd back to 2nd gear. And then what I want to do is I want to hit the apex of the corner right around this point here. So you'll actually see I want to clip it at this point here. So I'm so far around the corner. Now the reason I want to do that is because I want to focus on the drive out of the corner rather than the entry. So I don't mind losing a 10th on entry by running deeper into the corner and turning back more. But I need to make sure that I get to this curb, and I'm probably a little bit early there. You probably need to be like sort of aiming for the scaffolding on the sign over the track as you clip the apex. And if you do that, you're going to get a really solid drive. You're going to be able to get to 100% throttle quicker, and your drive down to Lukey, or the Hayshed Lukey, will be much better. So right out to the exit curb, up to 3rd, up to 4th, flat through here, stay to the left, then go to the right, use all the curb, and then go back to the left. Now stay on the inside here. Now, your 5th gear, I'm braking for this one just before the escape road. So it's about probably 25 meters before the escape road. I brake 5th back to 4th on the edge, or like as I start to turn up. You want to keep that left front tire as close to the curb as possible. Then once I get just past the escape road to about this point, I'm sort of looking for the light in front of me right now. I go back to 3rd gear as I'm cresting the hill. Stay nice and tight through here. I actually do get a little bit greedy with the curb as I'm coming over the crest here. I actually do tend to put 2 tyres right up on the curb. Sometimes I even dip the back of the gravel on the back of the curb. The car's going to push off at this point here. So you're sort of in line with those buildings over there when the car starts to push off. Now, as long as you get the car to no further than half track, you're okay. Because as you come through here, you start to go back towards the left-hand side. You brake at the 50-meter board, 3rd back to 2nd gear as you're coming down here. Nice big brake pressure. Turn in at the end of the curb. So right now, and you want to get as much of the right-hand side over these curbs. And then you want to come off the curb, and you need to stay as far to the right-hand side as possible until you get under the sign over the track. So second gear still, short shift to third, turn in under the bridge or under the sign over the track, get as close to the curb on the left as possible, follow it the whole way through, let the car run all the way out to the edge of the road, up to fourth. Now, you want to turn in just before the end of the curb, so you'll see the curb starts to like change direction slightly. I start to turn in about 3 blue squares from the end, so right about now, and I start to head towards the inside, but I don't want to hit the inside of this curb until I get in line with the flag marshal stand. So at this point here is where I want to actually apex. Now, there's 2 reasons for this. First lap, you are not going to be able to go flat through here. There's not a chance. With cold tyres, you're in trouble. From lap 2, you will be able to go flat, but you need to make sure your line is pinpoint accurate. If you even miss the line by foot, you're ending up wide and in the grass and you're going for a ride. So you can carry a lot of speed through here, but you have to get that line perfect. So by apexing it at this flag marshal stand, you're able to sort of stay close to the curb as you're exiting the corner, because by the time you exit this corner here, you're probably going to be doing 100. I think it's about 195, 210, somewhere around there. And you want to, the car's going to slide all the way out to the exit. I could be wrong on that speed button, so we'll have to check that for you. But and then you want to come off there and start to sort of slowly diagonal the car back towards the left-hand side to cross the line, and then to head down for lap 2. So I hope this has helped, guys. Good luck for your week of racing, and we will see you next time.